All right, folks, welcome. This is Ask Evelyn, where we answer your questions about garbage, compost, recycling, and other trashy topics. This is episode 43. Tell me why it ain't nothing but a snowflake, and why your collections get delayed when the weather is looking maybe not quite so snowy. But we did have a lot of snow this week, but we'll get into the details of that in just a minute. So I'm your host, Becca Fong, and as you can tell, I'm in a nice snowy location. I'm really excited to come to you guys every week. I am the single family residential outreach coordinator, so I am the person that sends you, if you guys got your collection calendars this week, that was me. So that's all the really fun stuff that I get to do. So quick reminder that this show is run on your questions, and we are super excited to hear from you guys, whether social channels, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or you can send us an email at askevelyn@seattle.gov. All right. Hey, Pat. Just
Hey,
in
how you doing,
time.
Becca?
I'm doing great.
In sunny Okanagan, huh?
I am in sunny Okanagan. I told folks they could see my background, but I am at Loop Loop Ski Area. I'm super dedicated. I'm even here with
Wow. Nice.
people. Keep the questions coming. We will make sure that we bring you
I see
answers.
that. Nice,
So it's
nice
nice and
commercial
bright.
unit
So,
there. Good
Pat,
backdrop.
I know, right?
Cool.
Definitely. So,
Well,
did
anyway,
you
I'm
want to give
Pat
yourself a quick
Kaufman.
intro?
I oh sure. So I'm Pat Kaufman. I'm the commercial recycling and composting program manager for Seattle Public Utilities. Do education and outreach to businesses, helping them recycle, reduce waste, fun stuff. So good to be here. Thanks.
Absolutely.
All
So my
right.
backdrop definitely is all about delayed collections, which we definitely had this week. So we had a great question. So why don't you go ahead and give us a read, Pat?
That's right. I'll jump right into it here. So the question comes into our Ask Evelyn inbox. Hi, Evelyn. I get the trash pickup is delayed this week because we got a crazy amount of snow. But why does it get delayed sometimes when there isn't even snow on the ground? Thanks for keeping up with the latest info. I get the notification that it was delayed this week. Super helpful. Thanks, Greg. So
All
what's a
right.
quick answer, Becca?
All right. So, Greg, great question. Quick answer is that it's not about the amount of snow, it's about the freezing weather on the roads.
Right,
So, that's really what
right.
it does is that we need to make sure that everybody is safe out there. We want to make sure the drivers are safe. We want to make sure that all of you are safe out there. And so, when the temperatures get really cold and the roads freeze, that's
Mhm.
really what delays collection. So, there could be not a flake on the ground, and we will sometimes delay collection just to make sure everybody's safe. But, Pat, there's
Yeah,
a lot that goes on behind the scenes with this decision.
it's a big city, y'all. I mean, there's lots of hills around Seattle, right? You got way down in West Seattle or way up in Lake City or up on top of Queen Anne and Capitol Hill and such. So if, we don't like to do like piecemeal approach, we're going
Right.
to go ahead and bump the day. If it's going to be unsafe in one area, it's probably unsafe in other areas. And it's a complicated process. We, of course, as a city, we rely heavily on our two haulers, Recology and Waste Management. They're terrific, and they got to get up at dark 30, middle of
Oh,
the
yeah.
night, get out there in their pickup trucks and 4-wheel drive or whatever, and go around and check. They know where the tough streets are. They already know
Absolutely.
where to check. They know where there's a lot of shade on a hillside and it's a hilly section and such. So they're going to check those difficult areas to make sure that the routes can make it through those areas. And so sometimes I don't know where Greg lives. It's a great question. It's good to talk about this stuff. But
Yeah.
if you're in I'm in the flatlands of Ballard. I mean, I'm not. It's not a problem to go down my street. But some
Right.
people's streets are like crazy, windy, steep
Where
hills.
where I'm
And
at, so West
yeah,
Seattle, let's give that up. We are a
right,
super hilly neighborhood, and a lot of the hills are kind of narrow. There's a lot of alley service, as there are in other
right,
neighborhoods in the
right.
city as well. And then where I live in West Seattle, my hill is east facing, and so even when it
Yeah,
gets really cold, the hills never really thaw out. The streets are really slick. And so
I
I know
see.
that West Seattle, our routes get delayed, but that's really just to keep everybody safe. So I did a
Yeah,
little research. Those trucks, I mean, they're really big. And so empty, those trucks are about 38,000 pounds.
right,
And
right.
full, they're 58,000 pounds. And to give you a little
That's
frame of reference, an
okay.
adult orca is about 12,000 pounds.
Okay.
So a full truck is about three orcas. And then a
It's a
full truck,
pod.
it's a pod.
Nice.
It's a whole pod of orcas rolling down your street. So we want to make sure that those can stop and navigate really safely, which is incredibly
Right,
tough.
right.
So
It's
And so,
not the
Pat, what
going that's hard; it's the stopping that can be hard. So
it is,
we don't want to end up as a viral video here in Seattle. We want our
no,
trucks to
no,
be, So yeah, it's really it was a great weekend. I thought the snow was fun. It was nice. It was nice that most of the
beautiful.
snow impact fell upon the Saturday, Sunday, at least
Yep,
regarding our residential route collection. It didn't have a huge impact. It has been impactful, and people are still kind of catching up from it. The routes are bumped today, but it was still nice to have the majority of the impact fall upon the weekend.
absolutely.
Sounds like you got a
And
little
just,
wind there.
I know, I'm going to try to cover my mic a little bit too. I got a little blow off of the trees here. So, but one really quick refresh for those of you who may or may not have gotten your service updates. So whenever we have collections, we try to pick you up the next day. That's really the best thing to do.
Yeah.
So if we've missed you and you get that notice, then you'll want to just leave your carts out if they're safe to leave out, because we'll get you the next day. And if we don't get you the next day, we will get you the week after. So
Right. So
that's
bring
kind of
them
the
back
best
in.
thing to remember.
Right.
Bring them back in. If we don't pick you up the day after you're supposed to be picked up,
Right.
we'll get you next week and we'll make sure we get
Right.
you taken care of. So that's a really important thing to think of. So
Yeah, and we
Greg,
got great partners in local media. They usually put the word out. It's hard though because it's a regional media, and so you're not always going to hear whether it's one city or another's collection system is delayed or not. So best thing to do is use one of our Recycle It app, Seattle. So I'm moving into
yeah,
our tip zone
absolutely.
now, but
That's okay.
you
I
were
mean,
going to talk
I
about the
think those are good
Recycle It
tips.
app, right?
Absolutely. So our weekly waste tips. So my tip definitely is to get the Recycle It app on your phone. It's a fantastic app. I'm like, I have it on my phone, but it's kind of hard to see in the sun. But it is a fantastic app. If you go to seattle.gov/recycle it, we push updated notifications to you, which is really helpful. So in normal times when the
Yeah,
collections are normal, you get a
right.
notification the night before to put your carts out and whether it's a recycle week or not, which is really fantastic. And then with service delays, we also send you a push notification to let you know, hey, we'll come and get you either tomorrow, or we'll pick you up next week. So I
Yeah.
love that. A really quick aside about the Recycle It app. It's really funny. A lot of you have gotten your collection calendars, and that will tell you if you are an A or a B week, which is the all important recycle week. And at my house, when we got the Recycle It app, it made a huge difference because folks in my family were like, "Is it recycle week?" And they would look outside and look at the neighbors. I'm like, "No. You realize the neighbors look at us to figure out if it's the recycle week." And so when we got the apps on our phones, it made a really big difference. So
Yeah, and
that's a great plug.
I get the Alert Seattle notifications, and it had a great note just this week. I got the note on Monday because that was when the snow was still on the ground, and I'm usually a Tuesday pickup, and it told me, hold off, put your things out on Wednesday. So they've already been down my block and picked up our bins for this
Oh,
week on our street. So and everybody, some people put their stuff out yesterday because they didn't get the notification, but it's fine. They just left theirs out, and they've been serviced now. So it'll take through this week and through
okay.
Saturday, of course, before all sites are serviced. But we're in good shape. Everybody will be picked up this week with the forecast the way it is. So yeah,
Awesome.
good.
All right. So all the links to all of that information, how to download the Recycle It app, also how to sign up for Alert Seattle. We'll make sure that we have all of those links in the notes with the show in the comments. So definitely go and check those things out. So, we'll see what the weather holds for us coming up, but I have a feeling usually, February is kind of when we get a lot of our delays, but hopefully that's all some helpful stuff to keep you updated. So,
and if you're hanging out at home, you're looking for an opportunity to look for waste reduction exercises or activities, why don't you punch up the new Waste Free Grant website? The Seattle Public Utilities is offering some waste free grants for waste reduction efforts. So that's been published now, it's out there, and it's open now for applications.
Yeah, that's a really fantastic grant program, and we've definitely supported individuals, community members, community organizations to come up with cool projects that you want to get off the ground to have a little less waste produced and do a little waste production and spread the word. So definitely check that out. Those are awesome. Those are really amazing grants. It's been fantastic to see some of the great projects that have gotten off the ground with that. So we'll definitely have a link to that as well in our comments. So, all right, folks. Well, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Ask Evelyn Live. And with that, I'm Becca Fong. And remember, life's a little better with less stuff.
Great. And I'm Pat Coffin. Remember to recycle right. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.